Hello and good Thursday morning. This is Marsha Kerr Talley, and I am here as your emotional wellness coach to remind you that healing isn't about delusion and it's not about avoidance. It's not about pretending that you don't see the elephant in the room, but actually it is about addressing the elephant in the room and accepting all layers of yourself that may have avoided the elephant beforehand, did not want to address it beforehand, and even if you've accepted it on some levels beforehand. So that's my goal today. Today, I want to talk about this controversy that is not really a controversy at all with these podcasters that were on somebody else's podcast and they were making a complete mockery of Black women. See, the thing is, as a woman, as a Black woman, as a person who's traveling this human experience in a Black vehicle, I can tell you with certainty, it's not new to me, it's not foreign to me to see Black men with other men giggle and cackle and carrying on at the expense of Black women. That is not unfamiliar to me, unfortunately. As a classroom teacher, I've had to address Black boys, mixed race boys who have this mindset and they're not at all ashamed to publicly state, proud and bold, that they do not date Black girls. And they talk so disgracefully about Black girls and why they choose anybody else but a Black girl. I have had Black men tell me that Black women are at the bottom of the totem pole and white women were at the top. I've had all these conversations. I've had conversations where Black men call me angry Black women. And then there are those of them who turn around and say, "Who hurt you?" When you try to express your emotional trauma, when you try to express your emotional damage, the frustration, the disappointment of people that should protect and provide for us and defend us in the face of those who constantly want to humiliate us. But instead, these are the same people who put us on the frying pan. They're the same ones who put us out there as baits so that they can be, seen as the pick-me, seen as the ones that, These same two guys were on another podcast where they talk about one white lady who wanted to be Black. She said she wanted to be Black. And they said, "Why would you want to do that? Because you're already winning. You've already won. Why would you want to be Black? Besides, if you were Black men wouldn't want to pick you." And you know what? I'm now in the UK and I can tell you in this town that I live in, this city that I live in, that it's normal that Black men will overlook Black women and humiliate us in the process. They feel as though if they choose a white woman, that's an upgrade. And white women walk around thinking, well, I've been upgraded because I now have Black children. And they look at us with disdain. And they talk about us with disdain. In fact, even if they don't do it assertively or obviously, there's this passive aggressiveness. There's this thing towards Black women that some people don't even realize they have and they're carrying it. But I shared with you last year that I went into a teacher conference with my daughter, a teacher meeting for my daughter. My daughter was there. And as you know, I have a Black child. My husband was Black and I've only dated Black men. But I was in this meeting, and this has nothing to do with Black men in this context. But it has everything to do with this perception that people hold about Black women. That we're this, we're that, we're all sorts. So in this conversation last year, I was not buckling. I wasn't folding. But I also wasn't raising my voice and I wasn't being aggressive. I was just standing my ground. And this lady turned around to me, my daughter's teacher, and she said, "My heart is palpitating. I feel so scared right now." And my question was, why? And when I posted this on social media, people's first reaction is, I was in the wrong because obviously, I'm a Black woman. So therefore, I must have been screaming and shouting and yelling and acting the fool with this woman to scare her. Surely, as a Black woman, I had to be the one in the wrong. I scared this woman. And the truth of the matter is I did nothing of the sort. All I did was show up as who I am and spoke with authority. Now, I've realized traveling in this human experience that some people feel I have an audacity. And this doesn't just come from people who are of different colors to me. This is coming from people who look like me. They have the same skin tone as me, but they may choose other people. But they also carry this idea that I have an audacity to not ask for permission. I've actually had a Black assistant principal tell me that years ago, because I chose to leave work at the time I was supposed to leave work. Work finished at 4:15, 4:30, I was out. And he wanted me to ask to leave because just in case they needed me after the time my work schedule. No, absolutely not. And he thought it was quite audacious that I would not ask for permission, and people see that as rebellious. No, it's my right to say I finish work at a certain time and I can leave. But I've noticed that people have this mindset that if you are a Black woman, that you're supposed to be apologetic for something that is your birthright, for something that it's yours. Why am I apologizing? Why am I cowering to you? Why am I belittling my shine so that you can feel great? Why? Why should I dumb myself down so that your heart doesn't palpitate and you don't feel scared? Why? Why? I had a situation recently where I bought a course, and the course was for coaching to help me launch my emotional wellness coaching program. And so I wanted to buy this program. I believed in the ladies, and I said, hey, let me give them a shot. I know they've just started this course, and I'm going to go through it. Let me go ahead and give them a shot, and I'll buy the course. After all, I went to an event with them, and I love the charisma in the room. I love the energy in the room, so why not buy the course? I bought the course, I got in, and I realized I wanted to go in a different direction. I didn't actually start the course yet. All I did was attend one at the time, Zoom meeting, and I said to them, hey, I would like to cancel for a full refund. This is not what I want to do. And they said, no, you can't do that, but why don't you show up to the next Zoom meeting? And I did, thinking, okay, maybe it would be different. But on there, I realized confirmed for me, it was confirmation that I didn't want to go in that direction. So I reiterated that I wanted to cancel and I wanted a refund, and I was ignored. And at first they told me no, yeah. And then after that, I was ignored. So I went to my bank. And when I went to my bank, that is when one of the ladies came back, and her concern more was about her business, not about why I don't want to work with them anymore. But that was part of it. That was part of our question. But the biggest issue was how this was going to reflect on our business. But I also realized that the biggest issue was that I had an audacity to say, I don't want to work with you. I had an audacity, and how dare you? You can't change your mind. You can't do that. But the truth of the matter is, people do that all the time. In fact, people get into relationships and marriages and change their mind. So you're going to tell me I can't buy this course and change my mind? Yes, I can. In fact, according to business, how you do business and run businesses, that's part of it. And you make allowances for that. Even though I sell coaching programs now, I have to be aware. I have to be absolutely aware that there could be people who decide they don't want to do it, and I have to make allowance for those people. And I have to be mindful of how I treat those people. But I realized very quickly, this was about this idea that as a Black woman, how dare you? You are quite audacious. You should take this as a privilege. It's a privilege for you to work with us. And how dare you? And I understood the message. I got it. I got it beforehand. And that is why I decided I didn't want to work with them. See, because I'm not a pick me. I don't want to be the token Black person in anybody's room, group, network, none of it. If I get that sense, that sensation, that feeling, that energy, that vibe, I'm out. Because I'm not going to be that Black person in the room that's going to giggle and cackle and carry on with you when you choose to show your true colors, because you will. And I'm not saying every person hold these mindset against Black women, but I'm saying a whole lot of you need to check your biases. A whole lot of you need to check what you really think about Black women. And to the Black men who are out here giggling, cackling, carrying on, humiliating, embarrassing Black women, choosing not to defend us, not to protect us, but always choosing everybody else above us, I want you to check yourselves. Including those of you who choose everybody else, and when those everybody else throws you under the bus or do something to hurt you, you run back to Black women so that we can be angry and we can defend and protect you and get you out of the situation, yet you will not do that for us. I'm asking you to check yourselves. So with that, this controversy showed up, but it's not a controversy at all. Many of us Black women have been dealing with this emotional damage for a long time. It's hidden deep in our hearts that it resonates deep within us that sometimes what we find to do best is to act like it's not happening, to pretend like the elephant is not in the room. We see the shame. We see how they treat us. We get it. But it's normal, isn't it? That's how it's supposed to be, right? It's a preference after all, right? Wrong. And I'm going to ask you to check yourself too. So with that, I'm Marsha Kerr Talley, your emotional wellness coach, reminding you that healing isn't about pretense. It's not about delusion. It's not about avoidance. It is about addressing the elephant in the room. It is accepting all layers of yourself so you can change, so you can do better. And right now, we need to do better. And with that, I'm out.